All right, in this episode, we talk about how to train when you have an injury and how to protect yourself from injury.
And we also talk about hooking the rubber and training with weighted vests.
All right, Brent Porcio, Stephen Godana here at the @TopVelocity hashtag Pitch and Tips Show, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, @TopVelocity hashtag Pitch and Tips, hashtag Baseball Tips. Ask your question, we answer on the show. I think we're gonna try to hit 3 questions today, kind of coming at us really quick. Let's just get started. What's the question for today?
Jared Morris asks, what is a way to get through injuries that don't allow us to work on our game when it is all we want to do?
Really good question. I'm gonna throw that to Stephen because Stephen's kind of stuck there.
Working through injury?
So what do you do when you have an injury that doesn't allow you to really work on the game? What do you do? There's alternatives, right?
Weight room. Hit it. Start training. Start building some power. Turn yourself into an absolute beast of an athlete. Literally get as explosive, as fast, as strong, as big as you can get, and just turn yourself into the best the best athlete on the field.
I say I did it. So tore my rotator cuff 18. Doctor told me I could throw again. Came out of 6-month rehab. I go out with the pitching coach. He's like, let's see how you're doing. I'm bouncing the ball to the plate. When I would throw, it felt unstable, painful. So I did that. I was just like, screw it. I mean, I got with Kurt Hester, and he was like, you know, I'm going to make you the biggest, strongest, fastest guy on the field. Even though he said, I don't know anything about baseball. He said, I don't know if I'll make you, if you'll throw again, but I'll tell you right now, you'll be the biggest, strongest, fastest guy on the field. So that's what I did. I was like, well, let's become the biggest, strongest, fastest guy on the field. And then if my arm's better, then we'll throw. And what you'll find is your arm will be better at that point.
Yeah.
Also, too, in the 3X programs, the med balls are just, you know, we can put a lot less torque on our arms with those med balls. Absolutely. I mean, we also could put more torques, but the body tends to protect itself with those med balls, and it allows us to focus on other things: hip, lower half, trunk.
Yep. Fine-tuning the mechanics.
Right. So, you know, in this approach, if your arm's bothering you, you'll actually find that you can do the med throws. So you're actually getting to throw without the pain, which is also why I developed those coming out of rotator cuff surgery. I needed that. So I needed a throw that wouldn't put the wear and tear and still allow me to work on my stuff, get more reps in, because that's really what separates from hitters. You know, hitters can put in all those reps because they don't wear their arms out like we do.
Yep.
So all the med throws allow us to really increase those reps without putting a lot of the stress in the arm. So if you have a program like this, there is a ton of things you can do without laying or riding on your arm or wearing down your arm. Yep. There's a ton of things you can do that are making you better. That's the best thing. Mm-hmm. Next question.
Nathan Wells asks, I've heard you mention weighted vests a couple times on the show. Could you briefly describe what you use them for?
Nathan, nothing big deal. If I mentioned them, we use them if we want to load a plyometric. If we want to load, some guys have used them in our med throws, but I mean, you're loading the trunk. It's hard to load the trunk. I'd rather load the trunk with bands. You know, we use the Skills 360 coil band, and it gives us a resistance or an assistance pull, and I'd rather pull through the hips. Sometimes I'll put it up in the chest, but I don't really like to load the trunk too much because it changes how it moves. So I don't know. Like I said, we probably just use it for plyometric loading. Anything you've seen guys use it for?
I'll use it for weighted pull-ups sometimes if I don't want to get the whole belt and clip everything in.
Yeah,
we got like a 25-pound one that you can just strap it on and go to work.
Cool. Next question.
Adrian Sagustum asks, what's your opinion on hooking the rubber like Pedro Martinez and Sandy Koufax?
Good question. I don't know if those guys hook the rubber. I've never seen them. What guys typically mean by hook the rubber? If this is the rubber, they pop their foot up on it. I've even seen Tim Lincecum do that. It's fine if you understand torsion. If you understand how to keep your knee out and stay in torsion as you move down the mound, it's fine. It would probably support back leg drive. Problem is, If you do that and you lose torsion, then that's going to be the problem. We don't want to lose torsion. That means the knee is collapsed, the knee has gone inward prematurely, and now we have an unstable back leg that we're riding on, and we're not going to get a lot of force out of it. Okay, so we want that hooking the rubber can take your force vector down too early and cause a collapse of the leg. So that's the only negative. So if you're hooking the rubber and you're seeing your knee collapse, that's a problem. Now, it just doesn't mean if you stop hooking the rubber, your knee's going to stay in torsion. You might find you have hip mobility problems. You might find out you don't even understand how to do this, and you need some drills to help you do it. But the point is, if you're hooking the rubber and you're seeing that, hooking the rubber is not helping that. It's making it worse, but obviously there's still other problems. Anything you want to add to popping your foot up on the rubber?
Those are three pretty big name guys that if they were doing that and they felt like it gave them an edge, then that's awesome. And if you figured out how to do it and it gives you an edge, then that's awesome. That's my answer on that.
Cool, but do watch out for the loss of torsion. I think that's a big problem. I think we got time for one more. We could just hit 4 out of the park in this episode.
Joseph Butler asks, what should I be doing to prevent elbow and shoulder injuries?
Okay, we've kind of covered that before, and go look in previous episodes, but pretty much if you look at the Kibler and Chandler study of 20% decrease of the kinetic energy through the hip and trunk requires a 34% increase in the arm, shows you that it's almost twice the value of energy we create in the lower half. So if you want to prevent any shoulder and elbow injuries, develop a dynamic, explosive lower half and learn how to delay the arm so that energy gets to the arm. So that's build more back leg drive, triple extension, more front leg drive tricks, and separate, and that will be pivotal in protecting you from shoulder, elbow injuries. Also to learn a good arm path. Got a bunch of shows on arm path. Learn the correct and proper arm path, the trunk positions to support the arm path, and then 2, have a joint integrity program, have a total body program, an explosive power-based program. Basically have the 3X Pitch Velocity program.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add to that?
No, you nailed it.
Yeah, all right, cool. Awesome questions, 4 in 1 episode. If you got a question, go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at TopVelocity, #PictureTips, #BaseballTips, ask your question. We'll answer on the show. Go to TopVelocity.net, check out our programs. 2X, 3X programs, camps are still open. Come check out the 3X Velocity camps, come live the season, come train here, 3X training, join the club, get in the 90-mile-an-hour club here. And we'll see you at the ABCA convention if not, or we'll see you on the next episode.